Okay, folks, welcome to the discussion board. So, this is the situation. Your friend Karen has put together a PowerPoint presentation, and I know it's phrased in the discussion board prompt in a different way, but basically this is what it is. She put together a PowerPoint presentation, and it stinks. All right? So, how do you tell her that? In a very kind way, in a very good, kind of gentle way, in a very, encouraging way. How are you going to give her constructive criticism? Basically, it's really not very good. So, what did she do wrong? How would she fix it? What would you do in her situation if you were kind of putting this whole thing together? Basically, what we're talking about here is what should you do when using PowerPoint and what should you avoid? What are the do's and don'ts that you think are most important that someone comes away with if you were teaching them PowerPoint? Let me give you a scenario here. This is a true story too. So when my wife was in college, she had a professor, very, very brilliant man, very, very sharp man, but he was pretty boring. So basically, he was the opposite of me. Actually, he was my professor in graduate school, and I really liked the guy a lot. A very, very smart man, but he, in her class, seemed to rely too much on PowerPoint. And so he would sit in the back of the room, and he would start the PowerPoint presentation, and all the students would kind of, drift off, as you can expect. And what would he do to keep them awake? Well, he put into PowerPoint this feature where it looked like he was kind of shooting each letter of a word onto the screen with a machine gun, and it was complete with a machine gun sound. So it woke everybody up. Ha ha ha, funny story, that kind of thing. But I think there's something instructive in that. The point is that a brilliant man who was a very, very effective teacher was relying on some sort of tool to make his class more engaging and to make the content more engaging, and that's a problem. When you're giving a PowerPoint presentation, the presentation is the tool. You are the presentation. So if you're using this really flowery thing with all these bells and whistles and all these colors and all these images and all this kind of stuff, and you have all these different animations put on your text, and it's flying in, and they're making all these noises, and it's crazy, that's going to turn people off. Just as much as if you put giant blocks, paragraphs onto a slide without any background, and it was just black on white or something like that. So you can do too much with PowerPoint. So what you want to do in this week's discussion is talk really about that. Is what should you do? What shouldn't you do? Now, this is an opportunity for many of you who have used PowerPoint before to maybe talk to your classmates about your experiences. What's worked for you in the past? What has completely fallen flat in the past? And those of you who maybe have never used PowerPoint before, there's a good chance that you've probably seen some sort of presentation with PowerPoint or something like it. What makes for a good one? What do you remember that was good about it? What do you remember that was totally bad about it? So this is an opportunity for you to, within the context of this kind of hypothetical situation, to talk about kind of the things that work and the things that don't work. So as has been my habit over the past couple of weeks, I'm going to have another discussion board thread. So you'll see that. If you don't see it right now while you're watching this, you'll see it definitely in another day or two. And any posts in that one, this one's not going to be extra credit specific, but this is another kind of interesting scenario. So any posts you make in that one will count for the number of posts that you have to make throughout the week. So I hope you have fun this week. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learn something from each other. Thanks, folks.